So I wanted to just talk about and share my experience with learning a new strategy and being in a community. So I'm trying to learn something new because, to be honest, whatever I was doing, it's just not working. I've been trying to trade on my own mostly for 2 years, and I can't figure it out. I just can't. I don't think that I have like psychology issues anymore, but I absolutely have no edge, which I think is the number one most important thing in trading. I think a lot of psychology problems get blamed on thin or no edge. I learned about the strategy from a trading influencer, which maybe is already a red flag right off the bat, but supposedly they're absolutely killing it, getting tons of payouts. They said that this strategy, these levels, like absolutely elevated their trading career, their payouts. They say that these levels work super well. Like they say they work so good. And let me just say, I am proof that you can hand someone your winning strategy that you swear by, same levels, and it doesn't mean that someone else will be successful. There's no reason to gatekeep. I have the same chart, same levels as this person, and I would not make the same claim. Sometimes the levels work great. But if you were to just take a trade off every level, I just don't see how you could be profitable. I understand there's a learning curve and learning like which levels, I am learning like which levels can be more reliable if you're just blindly trading off the levels. But I do feel sort of confused on how this person is like so successful with this. I've mostly, largely been against like communities and call outs and stuff because I always believe that trading is very personal. Learning someone else's strategy can be hard, doesn't mean it'll click with you. You have to be able to trade on your own. And yes, I do believe all that in general. I have been in communities before, but generally I leave after like a month. So I'm really struggling to understand how even this community leader is successful. 80 to 90% of the call outs lose. So I've lost an eval account, and then I put another one over $800 into drawdown. I brought it back almost to zero with a gold win last night, but then I lost pretty much everything with that that I won in today's New York session. I took a trade that was similar to their call out, but it was on my own. Like I came in at a different level. It lost. Their call out lost. They sort of called out a short here, but it would have got stopped on the micro. I don't know about the mini. And then it never hit TP that they claimed, that they said you should have your TP at. So to me, that's not a winning trade. I guess it could have been break even. But basically, and then I think they tried something else that also didn't work. So this person supposedly is really successful and gets like tens of thousands of dollars in payouts and everything. And I feel confused on how that's the case when, 90% of the trades have lost. There have been some wins. Either I haven't taken them, I didn't take them, or whatever, I wasn't at the computer, I didn't get filled, whatever. But I just don't see how it's enough to make up for the losses. I really don't understand. And I felt similarly in the last community that I was in, which that was last summer. The month that I was there, like the main person trading, I saw them take just a lot of losses. And then they said, like on social media, this was a bad month for me, is a lot of red days. So like maybe I came in at a bad time, but I left because all I saw were losses. Like I don't understand how people are profitable the way they claim. Starting today, I realize I think I need to stop being in the live and taking the call outs because they're not working for me. There's some software I'm learning to use. I like the idea of the strategy. I just don't know if it's going to work for me. I mean, we'll see. I'm willing to give it some time. I didn't want to pay for the software unless I could prove I could at least pass an evaluation, ideally get a payout using the provided charts and callouts. However, I am pretty sure there is no way I could pass an evaluation with the callouts. Like I said, 90% of them lose. So I'm trying to do it on my own. Trying to come up with my own setups. I took a short right here. I thought it was really good. I thought it had the confluence. It followed like the strategy, like how it's taught to look for confluences, and it lost. It just, prices just continued to go up. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have another setup here. I have a setup on ES. So I took 2 L's on M&Q. I did take a win on gold. Back here I took a long, and that did work, and that gave me 30 points, but then I shorted somewhere back here, lost 10, hence my 20 points. And then, so it's 200, I lost 160 on M&Q. So I've lost pretty much everything from that gold win. I don't know if I can make this work for me. I really would like to. I'm in a place where I'm still experimenting, so I'm taking like a lot of trades, like more than I normally would if I knew I was in a profitable place, because I'm trying to figure out what works. And if I blow this account, I probably need to go back to Sim again. And then I'm at a place where if I can't make this work, I think I need to give up on trading because I just can't figure it out. I don't think I have psychology issues. I can't find an edge. And it kind of drives me crazy because people in the community will post like how they tilted, but they still ended the day green. They're constantly posting how they don't like the way they trade, and yet they're still getting payouts. And I am not doing those things, and yet I can't even pass an eval. So it's really frustrating. Sometimes I feel like I need to be more degen. I need to be a little more defensive and quick to take profit and try trades again and again. I don't know, because that's what other people are doing and they're successful with it. So finding my edge has been really, really hard. If I was trading like a funded account, if I had multiple accounts with that $300 win on gold, I would probably just leave it. Like I wouldn't trade again. But because I'm still experimenting, I allowed myself to take more trades. And if I was in a place where I was trading multiple contracts, had a win, I would probably reduce my size on the next trade, but I'm only trading one micro, which makes it really hard to take advantage. It's impossible actually to take advantage of like multiple take profits for the potential to have bigger green days. I can't risk like a small percentage of my profits by scaling down on a second trade. Things like that are just not possible with one micro. But that's what everyone says to do, right? Trade one micro. Anyways, I'm kind of veering off on a tangent here. So I don't know. I don't really understand how the trading person I learned this strategy from is as successful as they seem to be. I don't really understand how the community leader is successful when 80 to 90% of their callouts lose. It's possible they take a few like really big home run trades here and there. I haven't seen it so far. It's only been a few weeks. So we'll see. I don't know. Over the next, I have like a trial of the software. I'm trying to see if I can figure this out, get it to work out on my own. I'm not going to take the callouts anymore. I'm not even listening to the live stream anymore. But I've watched several videos of like how to look for setups. I have a lot to learn still, but I think I have at least one of the general ideas on how to find setups using the software. And that was the trade. I mean, this short trade, it was the same as the long trade right here. There was just these stacked levels right here. It was the same idea. There were stacked levels and confluence in this area. It didn't work. So, and then I have a short, I'm waiting to see if I get filled on MES. Same idea, just stacked levels and confluences. I really like the idea of this strategy because It's a system that's like, it already exists. It's provided by someone else. I have to learn it, and obviously everyone that uses it will have their own analysis, but it's not something I'm creating on my own. Like, I was creating my own system with my own setups, and it just, no matter how I tweaked it, I could make it work. And then I felt like I could only trade the first couple hours of New York. I had no idea how to trade Asia, and I had no idea how to trade other instruments. But with the software, I could trade different times of day. I could trade Asia. I could do limit orders, just let my trades play out. I could trade, different instruments, different times of day, and then with limit orders and just basically walk away. So I really like the idea of all of those things. So that's why I'm going to stick with this and see if I can make it work for me. Although, like I said, I'm not crazy about paying for the software before I can prove that I can be successful with it. So we'll see. But yeah, it's really interesting, being in a community. I've been against it, and my experience so far is sort of reinforcing why. I feel like the person acts like they know what's going to happen. Like, they were saying there was going to be a 400-point short off this area. That didn't happen. It just kept going. And they just say it so confidently. It was the same way in the last community. Like, they say things so confidently. And then there's all these people who are like counting on them and relying on them to be right. And from what I've seen, they're not, like, a lot of times. And it's just really interesting. And I question, like, how these people are successful. I really do. I mean, to be losing 8 to 9 out of 10 trades, I don't get it. But anyways, that's been my experience. That's my experience. Those are my observations. And I'm just sharing, if you want to join a community, be cautious. I personally don't understand if the person is successful, if they really are successful, and you're taking the same trades as them and their call outs, why you can't pass an eval within a few weeks. Honestly, I mean, if they really are taking good trades and they're winning more than they lose, and you're just doing it exactly the same way they are, I don't understand why you can't pass an eval. You can't get a payout. It doesn't make sense to me. What changes between now and some point later in time? If that's the person you're counting on because they know what they're doing, it doesn't make sense that there's this learning curve or something you have to get over to see the same success, as long as you're taking the trades the way that they are. Anyways, those are just my thoughts, my own observations and experience. Maybe you've had better luck in a community. Let me know what your experience has been like.